welcome to Kerry's Cards. Today's video is going to be a quick one showing you how to do a flat card with a blank bit in the middle where you can put your sentiment, and then utilising a stamp pad to make the little decorations on the outside. So the first things you need are, I've got all my card layers already, so pre-cut. So again, you can do this for any size card that you're looking at. You just need to proportion your dimensions. Now, the one thing that you do need is a strip of paper, not card. The reason you use paper is because you don't want that ridge line there, and it'll become apparent as you stamp, because you're going to stamp on top of this piece of paper to make that pattern there. So today's card utilises the Frame for You. It's got a lovely set of sentiments there that you can use, so you can make lots of different types of cards from the one basic technique that I'm going to show you today. You also need some sponge daubers to be able to give that little bit of a frosted look to the card. And I'm using here an ink pad. I didn't buy the big large ink pads. You're all probably familiar with these ones now, because I wasn't sure how much I was going to use the colours, so I decided to buy the non-inked set of 5 ink pads, but then also bought the, which was much cheaper at £3.50 a bottle, the ink, and then inked the pads up, and then I've written the name of the colour on the back. So that's what I'm going to use today. And obviously the stamping blocks that we can see here. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm just going to move everything to one side, the card over there, so you can see what we're aiming to do. And let's hopefully we'll end up with the same version. These two can go over there, and we're going to use this one here. So the first thing I do is I line up my piece of card on my grid paper here. This grid paper is available through Stampin' Up if you like it, but obviously you can utilise any form of grid that you have. Just making sure that I am centred there. And I think not quite there. So there, because I want to be in the middle. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 there. Then I'm just going to get a little bit of, knocked it, wasabi tape, which is a bit like masking tape. So you could use masking tape if you prefer, just to stop the piece of card from moving. I'm then going to get my trimmer and just cut myself a strip of paper that's 1 inch on this. I think 1 inch is probably just big enough for the sentiment, because it's a small sentiment. Obviously, if you've got a larger sentiment that you want to run down the middle, then you could you would go a larger size of strip of paper. Put that out the way. And again, we're just going to line this up so that it's centered. I want mine centered on the card, but again, it depends on where you want yours to be. You could have your sentiment at the top and all the shading coming, or the stamped images coming from the bottom. Again, stick that down because you don't want this piece of paper to move. Okay, so that's us good to go, I think. The next thing I'm going to do is take out my stamps, and I'm going to start and build it up using my leaves first. And I'm going to try and stick with quite a neutral palette on this one, and I'm going to use the Soft Subtles range with some Pear, Pizazz, Basic Grey. Oh, sorry, Grey Granite, not Basic Grey. So I'm just going to build it up. So I'm going to start, I like to have mine quite symmetrical, and I'm going to print, rubber stamp on the, and I'm going actually over the paper as well. And obviously when we lift this paper up, you'll find that our stamped images are no longer in the white area, because where we've moved it from. I'm also going to do some second generation because I like that to be slightly lighter. So I'm going to stamp on there first, and then print down there. I'm going to do it again, and you have to do it on here, because if you do it on this bit first, you get more ink transferred on there, so it's not quite level on your stamp pad. So it's always best to take a little bit off And you can see that it's just slightly lighter than the other colour that we had before. I'm going to put one and one there. Just trying to do a nice sort of symmetrical shape as possible. Although I do think that leaf's slightly lower down, so I'm going to do one up here that's just a little bit higher than the other one, so that the height level at the top and the bottom is similar. I'm then going to pick my flowers now. I'm going Petal Pink. And I'm going to use this little one here. Just check that I've got ink transferent. There we go. Oh no. That's not good. You see what happened there is I actually had too much ink, because this is a new ink pad, on my stamp, and it's gone around the edges there, and I pressed down too hard. Hopefully, once we've done a few more layers of colour, we won't see it. And then I'm going to choose the grey Granite. Pop the little leaf on there. Again, just check my image. See, just gone over that image there, so it's never really truly a mistake. It's a meant to be, is what I say. Okay, I think that's enough. Oh, let's leave that. Right, what I'm going to do next is just slightly, if I reveal it now and you can see what it looks like, just gently take that off and pull it back. So if you wanted to, you could actually finish the card there and just pop your sentiment through the centre. But I want to just give it a little bit more definition in terms of the white line that we've got there. So what I've done now is I've taken my sponge dauber. I've written names on mine so I know what colours they are. Just dab it gently on the pot, on your stamp, and then just very gently go over where we've just been printed, the printed images that we've done. Lift up a little bit of colour and just gently pop it down, rubbing away from the white. So we're going up and over, and then we'll do the opposite side here. Just keep adding it up, nice, slow and steady, and try and do a little bit at a time, because this is sort of a less is more type approach, because you don't want it to be, I think there might be too much there. Lift it up again and see if you're happy with what it's starting to look like. So it sort of filters away. I think I'm going to leave that like that now. I think I'm happy with that. So it doesn't take much. Put that one back there. Okay, so now I'm going to lift that one up, put that to one side, because I'll use that again, because I know I'll make some more of these. Right, I'm going to turn this into the Thinking of You. This is quite a brighter card with the greens. I'm going to do a should we do happy sending hugs and wishes. And I'm going to lift, if I bring back my card in here, I'm actually going to pick up this colour here, which is the grey Granite that we used to bring the card together. I'm going to try and make sure it's centred. I'm going to stand up, so it might sound louder. Oh, that says with sympathy. Oh, I don't want that one. Let's go back. This is what I wanted. It's better. Sending hugs and love and hugs. Pop that. Always put your ink pad away. Many a times I've got through half making a card and it's really finished, and then I've dropped it in an ink pad. So gently peel off the masking tape or wasabi tape, whichever it is that you're using. And that's my card complete. Get my Tombow glue. Nice thick layer over the top again. Be able to slide it around. And again, double layer. Now, I could have mounted it on the coloured card. It could have gone on to the Pear Pizazz, or we could have put it onto the pink. I'm going for a very vanilla feel today. So that is one quick, very straightforward card to make. That's the original one. And that's the one we've just made. Now, if you wanted to take that a little bit further, because it's a hugs and kisses, you could add some diamantes. These are some of the basic gems I've got here in the Petal Pink, which is the colour that we've used. So I'm just going to add a couple of those on. If I can find my pointy tool. And then we have, and I always group them in threes because the eye looks for things in threes. If it's in even numbers, then your eye's expecting things to be level. So if you group things in threes, it doesn't have to be level. So there is our finished card. Quite quick, straightforward. I hope you have a good time trying that one, and I'd like to see what you've done if you want to share with me. Many thanks, bye. Thanks for watching.